Hey, it's me, EvilTeuton, and welcome back. As I promised immediately, the third episode is going up, and I figured it out. You're supposed to type... oh wait, I forgot it already again. No, it definitely was put painting under. This is the word I was looking for, under door. I'm pushing the painting under your door, okay? Just give it back when you're finished.
How dare you, sir! You intrude on my hospitality and insult my judgment?
Oh, that's a good voice. That's father.
Get out of my house, you worm!
I better see what's the matter. Yeah, I guess you just have fun with that painting, future psycho killer. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. It's awfully quiet now. Father?
Oh, it's you.
Father, what happened? I heard shouting.
That old fool told me some rubbish about my figurine. Is that the only tribe I could have come from all died in slavery years ago? Actually had the nerve to accuse me of buying from a forger.
I'm sorry, Father.
What are you apologizing for? Where's that damn brandy?
I've got it here.
Give it to me.
I'll go back to my room, Father.
Show me your painting.
Father?
You said you had a painting. Show it to me.
I can't, Father.
And why not?
Because...
Come on, why not? Out with it!
I gave it to the boy behind the door.
I see.
Father?
Go back to your room, boy. I have to write my diary entry.
Yes, Father.
An hour of silence passed, and Matthew grew concerned about his father.
Strangely, the most disturbing thing had been Sir Roderick's reaction to Matthew mentioning the boy behind the door. In the past, raising this had usually provoked a violent rage or an instant flat denial. Matthew wondered what sort of anxiety was going through his father's mind. Smash! Yeah, so that's your anxiety. There it goes. And the door's open. For the first time in Matthew's life. Okay, this is big. You're going to see one of the key scenes of the Defoe games. Matthew was confused by his own reluctance. He had longed to see what was beyond the door his entire life, but now, given the chance, he was struck with fear. He peered cautiously through and saw a set of rough stone steps leading down to some kind of basement. Okay, I hope I don't clip the mic.
I should have done this the moment you came into this world, demon child! May God forgive me for having part in your creation!
Father? What are you doing?
Do you see what you've done? I didn't want him to see this. Do you see what you've done?
I can't scream, my neighbors. Father!
My apologies, dear boy, but I couldn't resist. You looked so lost in that painting, I don't think you even saw me come in. What? What? Is everything alright, Terry? Yes, everything's fine. It's just... For a moment there I thought I saw... Never mind. Siobhan and I were talking about you after you ran out of the room. I said you seemed like something was making you terribly anxious. Frankly, I think that's still the case. I'm okay, really I am. Well, if you were sure. I was certain my mind was not playing tricks on me. I had been back there in Defoe Manor looking through the eyes of Matthew Defoe. I had seen the events that had created John Defoe. I saw his death at the hands of Sir Roderick, that terrible violent end that would bring him back as that awful wraith. But somehow, seeing that event, it was clear to me that there was more to this than the ghost of one retarded youth. There had been something very wrong about that idol even before it was used to destroy John Defoe. A name stood out in my memory, the Sea Angel, the name of the ship which Sir Roderick had found the figurine. I now had a lead. Professor, do you know anything about a ship called the Sea Angel? You know, it's funny you should mention that name. There's a really old wooden chisel among the Defoe Manor artifacts, and the words Sea Angel are carved into the handle.
Where's this chisel?
Out on display in the conventional hall next to the dining room. What's this all about, Terry?
It's nothing. It's just a little side project my client wants me to get into. Thank you for your help.
No problem. Take care of yourself. And off he goes. Well, I probably think that the professor is now suspicious of us. So we are going to look counter once again. Matchbox. Right. Take matches. Only one match left. And also there's a piece of paper sticking out. Take paper. It was a page from a religious book I wasn't familiar with. I here enclose it with these notes. Victim 5, the child. The fifth man who desired judgment was the child, whose father held the carving of the slave. The prince came to him and was at once rightly pleased with what he found, for the house of the child and his father already knew well the name of the king. And as the prince watched, the child was thrown down by his father and broken with the wood of the prince's soul. But as the child's body, mind, and soul began to drift apart, the prince held them together, and he said, "You are the child, and to you I grant power, for I see in you the potential that will grant my father, the king, his greatest wish. You shall be not of the land of technology, nor of the realm of magic, but of both, and thus you shall form the bridge. And across the bridge the king shall come to bring his message to the men of technology. Through you, child, the bridge will come, and thus I name you the Bridge Keeper." And the prince touched the child, and he was the bridge keeper, and his three aspects were granted power so that his soul would join with the prince's soul in the wood of the tree. And the bridge keeper rose up and threw down his father and threw down his brother, and truly did they know the name of the king. And into the house of his father went the body and the mind of the bridge keeper. So there you have it. John Defoe is some sort of bridge keeper. And that's all you have to remember for now. But also that the child was the fifth victim, which means that 4 people already died somehow, you know, in... Where am I going? Was our room on the... Ah, yes, of course. I'm trying to... Yeah, yeah, I know why I'm here. Yeah, so 4 people died because of that idol somehow before it made its way to the Defoe Manor. And guess what? You are going to see 4 more flashbacks, and it's going to be all explained to you. So, open door, my favorite command. It would not give when I pushed. I saw no direct means of opening it. Well, lucky for us, there's a thing here. Oh, really? Look, wall. On the north wall, I noticed what I presumed to be a smoke alarm. Use match on alarm. Click. Now we can go outdoors, only to find... I hope counter works. Nice. An old iron crowbar was the only tool being stored at the time. Alright then, take Half-Life. Yeah, okay, take crowbar. Come on. Oh no, Trilby. What happened to you? You got old, son. Yeah, perhaps it served the purpose. There's not really much more to the art, even though it looks like it, but that's all there is to it. I don't know why, but the walking speed is fine if he walks like this. But if you walk, you know, north or south, I don't know. Maybe the garden is larger than it looks. So now that we have the crowbar, we can do a little thing. Because you know how the professor said that there is something related to the Sea Angel in the display room.
which is, you know, we're going to visit that. And it seems that, okay, one more. Nothing's happening. Well then, this is the display room. So let's open door, but it doesn't work, right? So what we're doing now, and it happened. We shifted. And in this world, there are only a couple planks in front of this door, so we can use crowbar. But we have to use it on the planks specifically. Yeah, okay, the crowbar is finished now, but at least we got the planks off. And now we're inside. But as you can see, this version of the display room can't really do anything with it. There's a bag here. Yeah. Alright, this is how it goes. When you take the pills, you don't normally immediately switch back to the normal world. It only happened the first time when we were in the bathroom. But normally what happens is that when you take a pill, you're going to return to the normal version of this hotel the next time you enter a room, which means that we are still in the dark world. We can go through this door and we're back to the normal hotel. But now we can't get out. We can actually. This was this is not supposed to happen, you guys. Did I break it? You're not supposed to get out, and you're definitely not supposed to get in again. Well then. You know what, let's just go with the flow. That's, I guess it happened. It is what it is. You know, let's do our favorite thing and look at the counter. On the display tables, I recognize one or two Defoe Manor artifacts among the miscellaneous knickknacks. A set of manacles, rescued no doubt from the manor's basement, stood out the most. I spotted the chisel the professor had mentioned next to the pile of books on the north table. Alright then, time to look chisel. Chisel. Chisel the chisel. Was a very old make of chisel, rusted and probably very fragile. As the professor had described, the words Sea Angel were carved into the handle. Again, I found myself inexplicably drawn to the artifact. My fingertips were already extending towards it, as if drawn by a magnet. Well, we might as well touch it. Touch chisel. A loud buzzing played in my ears, and my vision began to cloud as I reached over and laid my hand upon the tool. Somewhere in the Atlantic, July 25th, AD 1789. So this is before the Defoe Manor. Mbuta had been a great warrior. In battle, his skill was thought unmatched in all of Africa. He had respect, a great house, a stew of beautiful women, children to make any father proud. But through just one mistake, it had all been torn away. His mistake was in standing by his beloved king when the invaders from the coastal kingdom arrived. Now his great house was ruined, his women raped, his children murdered. And for Mbuta, the worst fate of all, sold to the white men in exchange for weapons, shackled with his fellows in the hold of a slave ship. Mbuta was strong. Perhaps he could have lived as a slave, but then came the sickness. A simple fever, no doubt to be gone the next day, but the white men took no chances and threw him overboard. And there he drifts. For days, Mbuta drifted, waiting for the black cloud of death to descend. Having lost everything, he sought only the embrace of the deep, a welcome end to a life betrayed. But the end did not come then. Voices, unfamiliar, speaking an unfamiliar language. Mbuta was suddenly terrified that the slavers must have returned, but he was as weak as a newborn and could not move or speak. Looks like we pick him up just in time. Don't know how long he's been drifting out here, but he can't have lasted much longer.
Good lord, look upon it, men, the greatest evidence we have of humanity's inherent evil. Never forget that men, sailors such as you or I, did this, left this poor wretch to die. Slavers aren't sailors like you or I, Captain. No. I do not know how those devils can have the audacity to still call themselves human. Today, there is no pride in being an Englishman. Find our new passenger some quarters, make him comfortable. Passenger, Captain. Every innocent who sets foot on my ship is a free man. Is there something about this policy you find questionable? Not at all, Captain. No, these were not the slavers. The ship was different, less crowded with terrified black faces. There was anger in the voices of the white men, but not directed at Mbuta. Still frightened, but somewhat reassured, Mbuta passed out. Days passed, and Mbuta's health was restored. To have been rescued by the ship of these good white men had been a fantastic stroke of good fortune. He decided that it had been the will of the gods that he should survive, and that proper thanks would be in order. An idol, that was the answer. If he could just find some suitable wood and a sharp blade, he would carve the finest idol of his life. We're going to make the idol. We are going to make the idol. So, you can walk around the ship now. First we have to find some wood. The Sea Angel was a small clipper built for speed and the fast delivery of cargo. It was late in the evening and there were few crewmen on deck. We can't talk to them because of the language barrier, but we can climb down this ladder. And what we find here is a crate that says, if you can't already read it, we're going to look at it. A large crate was sitting in the shaft of light with letters stenciled on that Mbuta did not recognize. It was cheaply made with poor quality nails and some of the boards looked ready to fall off. Yeah, but, well, of course he can't read English, but you can see it, right? It says O'Malley shipping. So maybe we can use this wood. The wood of the crate seemed ideal for Mbuta's intentions. He decided to leave it here until he was ready to carve the idol. Alright. So now, come on. We're going to ask this guy for his tools. Can we specify? Several crewmen tending to the ship scattered around the deck. Despite the language barrier, Mbuta could tell they were friendly and cordial. Yeah, okay, but can we... How would you look at that specific sailor? I don't know. You know what? I just going to point to the chisel. Alright there, laddie. Oh, I see you want something to carve with. Here. The sailor handed Mbuta a sharp, almost brand new worksman chisel. Just bring it back when you're finished with it. Alright then, let's make the idol, you guys. I hope you are ready to make the idol. This terrible, terrible thing. But Mbuta couldn't know. Carve idol. With the chisel and this wood of the crate, Mbuta could finally create his offering. After several hours, Mbuta was very pleased with the result. A fine rendition of his kingdom's god of fertility and good fortune. All that remained now was to return the chisel. Right. That's all that remains, you guys. There's nothing more to do than climb the ladder and... Oh no, you guys. I guess something bad happened in the flashback where we made the idol. No. There's no pride in being an Englishman. Look at it. The vision faded and I felt myself being hurled forcefully back into the present day. That tall, thin creature, that black-clad ghoul, what was its significance to my predicament? Why did it appear again and again throughout history to spread death and horror? There was no connection to the idol's shape or Mbuta's tribal deities. The tall man was no fertility god. It must have been connected to the wood of that crate somehow. There had been a name on that crate,
Buddha hadn't been able to read it, but I, looking through his eyes, had O'Malley shipping. Could the owner have been an ancestor of Showan? It was a flimsy possibility, but at that point my only lead, I resolved to discuss this with Showan at the earliest opportunity. That's right, and I'm going to discuss the next episode of this at the earliest opportunity, which is going to be, well, the next episode. So, see you then.